Crystal's Yoga here, and I'm going to guide you through a Baptiste-inspired power flow. If you use props or blocks, have them handy, and I will meet you on your mat. We're going to get right to it, starting in downward facing dog. Hands about shoulder distance apart, toes can tap. There can be space in between if you want to pedal it out for these first couple of breaths. We're going to move through this flow pretty quick, so follow along, take rest if you need it. Have an open mind, get ready to play. Here we go. From our downward facing dog, glide forward, find your way into plank, and then holding your plank. So shifting the weight into the tiptoes, really press into the palms, round the upper back. And then from here, we're going to lower down chaturanga halfway. Keep the elbows in. Uncurl those toes. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. And then we'll push back, curl over those toes, downward facing dog, gaze forward. That's where we're headed. You can bend the knees, a tiptoe, a big stride, or a hop to the top of the mat. Big toes come to touch, hands to shins, breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good. Stand tall, swim the arms all the way up overhead. For this first one, hands heart center, samastitihi. Inhale, sweep those arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Again, halfway lift, hands to the shins. We're going to move through a little bit of a palm press. So hands are going to come to the earth. You might want to have the hands about 12 inches or more in front of the feet. And if you need to bend the knees to make the palms come to the earth, go ahead and make that happen. We're going to shift forward all the way into the hands as you lift up the heels, press, 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 hold, and then softly melt the heels, release the hands. We're going to go ahead and do that 2 more times. Shift forward all the way into the palms, lift up the heels, press, press, press. Softly release. 1 more time, pressing, lifting up, 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 up. And then softly release. Good. Toes come back to touch. Stand tall. Reach up. Big breath in. Exhale, fold. Good. Hands to the shins or the earth for your halfway lift. Plant those hands. If you want to jump back, you can jump back. Find your plank. Low plank, chaturanga. Uncurl those toes. Find your back bend. Push back. Downward facing dog. So we're going to move through a couple of sun salutation A's. But before we move on, just settling in here, pressing into the palms. Maybe you want to take an active variation. Pressing into the thumb and the first finger. Maybe collecting the belly button to the spine. And then high up onto the toes, gaze forward to the top of the mat, maybe a hop, maybe a pounce, maybe a big stride. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good. Stand tall all the way up. Reach those arms. Exhale, right away, fold. Good. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Plant those hands. Maybe this time you take a little jump back, landing in your low plank. Breathe in. Exhale, find that downward facing dog. 1 more time, we're going to move through our sun salutation A, high up onto the tippy toes, gaze forward, maybe a little hop this time. Breathe in, halfway lift. Fold, stand tall all the way up. Good, last time, folding. Halfway lift, hands to the earth, move through that flow, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. So if you don't know what I'm saying, it's all good. Just moving through the vinyasa, move with your breath. Love to guide with a little bit of Sanskrit here. So learning a second language as we flow. High up onto the tippy toes, top of the mat is where we are headed. Take a big breath in when you reach. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Hips down, hearts lift. Yeah, sit a little lower. Take a peek down. Can you see your big toes? If not, it's all good. Just shift the weight back into the heels. Take a breath. Exhale, fold. Hands come to the earth. We're coming into a crow pose. Kakasana, Bakasana, hands to the earth. Knees to armpits, triceps or elbows. Yeah, shifting to lift. Oh, we have a kitty cat visitor here. This is Tofu. Maybe one toe lifts, maybe both toes lift. If you have a jump back in your practice, you can take that. If you're curious about the jump back, you don't quite have it, you can jump back 1 foot at a time. Looks like this. And then we flow. Both my kitty cats want to be in the video. Here we go. We're in our downward facing dog. Right leg's gonna lift, big bend into the knee, three-legged dog. Tipping the hips open to that right side, melting your left heel down. One time, knee to forehead. Crunch it in. Hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1. Sweep it all the way up again. Bend that knee. Press into the right palm. And then right knee to the left elbow. Hold it here for 3, for 2, for 1. Sweep it all the way up. Bend that knee. We're tapping it to the left. So cross it under. A little detox twist here. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Sweep it all the way up. And then find your warrior 1. Step that right foot through. Melt the back heel. Come all the way up. Arms reach up. Grab your swords overhead. Kali Mudra. And then energetically, I want you to draw the feet apart. Like you're trying to stretch the middle of the mat. Right foot forward, left foot back. And then you're going to reverse this. Let's go right foot back, left foot forward. Almost like you're trying to scrunch up the mat. Good. Release the hands to the earth. Flow it out. Maybe you want to keep this right leg lifted in your plank, low plank chaturanga. Set the foot down, heart lifts, back bend, push back, downward facing dog. Other side, left leg lifts, big bend into the knee. We're melting our right heel down, turning the hips open. And then knee to forehead, crunch it in, hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Sweep it all the way up. We're going to tap it to our left elbow and holding it here for 3, for 2, for 1. Sweep that leg all the way up, bend the knee. We're going to cross it under a little detox twist. Left knee to the right elbow. 3, 2, 1. Sweep it up, bend the knee, open up, and then we're going to rest in our warrior 1. Step that left foot forward. Right heel melts, reach the arms up, grab your swords. And again, we're stretching the mat. So big bend into the front knee, slide your left foot forward, right foot back. And then try to scrunch up the mat. Pull your right foot in, left foot back. Release your hands to the earth. Step back to plank. Maybe you're keeping this left leg lifted. Chaturanga, that means low plank. Inhale, back bend, upward facing dog. Push back, down dog. Resetting. Again, maybe taking an active variation, pressing palms into the earth like you're pushing open a heavy door. High up onto the tippy toes, gaze forward. We're headed to the top of the mat. Take a big breath in. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose, hips down, hearts lift. Again, we're going to take crow pose. Round 2 this time, hands to the earth, knees to the triceps, shifting to lift. You got to shift to lift. Yes, toes lift. Maybe you're taking a jump back with both feet, landing in your low plank. Inhale, heart lifts. Juicy back bend. Push back, down dog. Right leg lifts, big bend into the knee. Good. Crunch knee to forehead. Good. Hug it in. Inhale, sweep the leg all the way up. This time, right knee to the right tricep. Maybe you stay. Maybe you have an arm balance here. You can take your ekapada. We meet back. Single leg, down dog. And then crossing it under to the left this time. And this time we're going to find a fallen triangle. So setting that right foot on the earth. I like to find a really wide stance here. So it kind of looks like side plank with straddle legs, reaching that top arm either straight up or overhead. Left hand to the earth right away. Swing that right leg all the way up, bend the knee. Warrior 1. Step the foot through. Come all the way up. The back heel is melted. Grab your swords. This time we're going to interlace the hands behind the low back, finding a chest expansion. So back bend here, lift your chest. Good, maybe thumbs lift away from the back body. And then humble your warrior. Bow deeply, snuggling that right shoulder on the inside of the right knee. Drop the neck. And then we release, hands to the earth, step back. Again, maybe you keep that right leg lifted as you flow, chaturanga. Inhale, big heart opener. Exhale, big hip opener. Back into your downward facing dog. All right, left leg lifts, big bend into the knee. We're going straight down the middle, knee to forehead, crunch it in. Good, sweep that knee all the way up. This time tapping it to the left if you wanted to take the arm balance. We meet back. Single leg down dog, and then fallen triangle to the other side. Left foot to the right. Top hand can reach up or maybe overhead. Hips lift up, up, up. Right hand to the earth. Swing that left leg all the way up and open. And then step it through. Warrior one. Come all the way up, and again, we're grabbing our swords overhead. Interlacing the hands behind the low back, lift the chest, come into your back bend, and then humble your warrior, bow deeply. Snuggling your left shoulder on the inside of that left knee. Maybe you're guiding the knee open and away. Can you lift your thumbs up a little higher? Release your hands to the earth, flow it out. Maybe that left leg stays lifted, low plank chaturanga. Inhale, push back, down dog. High up onto the tippy toes, gaze forward. We're headed to the top of the mat. Take a big breath in. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose, hips down. Good. Hands to heart, stand tall, samastitihi. All right, moving on here. Utkatasana, chair pose. Last round, finding your crow. Hands to the earth, knees to the triceps. Yes, again, shifting to lift. If you want to jump back, go for it. We land in our plank, or you can skip it and just meet us in down dog. Right leg lifts, big bend into the knee, open up, and then quietly, we're going to tip on over, finding either wild thing or your full flip dog. So if you're finding wild thing, we're coming up onto our right tippy toes and our left leg is straight. If you want to come into your full flip dog, both knees bend, and we guide the hips up to the ceiling. Stretching our bottom shoulder, stretching that bicep. All right, coming back to your downward facing dog, right hand to the earth, right foot plants, and then glide forward, find your plank. We're going to open up side plank to the right. So right hand down, left hand lifts. Maybe you stack or stagger the feet. Perhaps you want to lift the bottom of the top leg. So the trick here to a real strong side plank is to have the bottom wrist in front of the shoulder like a kickstand, and then lifting the hips up, up, up. This rainbow with the side body. Left hand to the earth. We flow, chaturanga. Inhale, big heart opener. Push back, down dog. Left leg lifts, big bend into the knee, open up, same idea. So either wild thing, where we bring our left toes to the earth, or full flip dog, both soles of the feet on the earth, knees are bent, and we pick the hips, squaring them to the ceiling. Good, stretching that bottom shoulder. Finding your downward facing dog. From our down dog, we glide forward. We're finding our side plank to the right. So again, stacking or staggering the feet, maybe top hand lifts, maybe top leg lifts. Good. Can you lift the hips up a little higher? Holding, body strong enough. Yes. Take one more big breath in. One more big breath out. Right hand to the earth. Flow it out, chaturanga. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale. Push back, down dog. All right, right leg lifts. Down dog split, keep it straight. Crunch knee in. We're going to find our warrior one again. Come all the way up. You can grab your swords at the top. And then we're just going to straighten the front leg. Open your arms wide like wings. So turning your chest to the left. Reach forward, right hand down, left arm up. So coming into this variation of your triangle. If you want to go a little lower with the right hand, you certainly can. Just ensuring that we're not dropping that left shoulder. If the left shoulder drops, come up a little higher. But we're not here long. Press into the front foot. Come all the way up. We're pivoting on our front heel, turning everything wide-legged stance to the left. Hands on the hips. Draw those elbows behind you. Lift your chest. Strong hip flexors. Fold. Yeah, keep those elbows squeezing. Draw the head towards the earth. And then release the hands. You can walk them underneath the hips, drawing the head towards the earth. Use your strong core to draw the chest through this gateway that you have created with the legs. If you wanted to take a headstand here, this is a beautiful space. I can give you a few breaths to get upside down. If your toes are in the air, bring them back to the earth. We're going to pivot to the front. Turn your right toes forward. You can adjust the back foot if you need. We're going to straighten the front leg, coming into your revolved triangle. So left hand down, right hand to hip. You can certainly have that left hand on a block. Deeper variation would be this left hand hops over the right foot. Turning your chest open to the right, maybe top hand lifts. And then we can release that hand, flow it out, step back with the right foot. Maybe that right leg stays lifted, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Finding your down dog. Left leg lifts, down dog split. You're going to crunch knee in, step that left foot forward, warrior one, come all the way up. Setting up for our triangle on this side. So straighten the front leg, turn your chest open to this right side, bump the hips back as you reach forward with the left hand down, right hand up. Again, we're not here long. Press into that bottom foot, strong left leg, come all the way up. Pivot on your left heel, turn everything towards this right side. Interlace the fingers behind the low back. Coming into this little bit of a back bend as you lift your chest and then fold forward. Think toes in, heels out, drawing the forehead towards the earth. Can you lift the thumbs up a little higher? And then we can release the hands. We pivot again to the front, left toes forward, right hand down, left hand to the hip or sky. So we're coming into our revolved triangle. If you wanted to take more of a revolved pyramid, you definitely can take that variation. Deeper variation would be this right hand hops over this left foot. And then left hand to the earth. Step back to plank, flow it out, chaturanga. Inhale, big heart opener. Exhale, down dog, good. High up onto those tippy toes, we're headed to the top of the mat. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Stand tall all the way up, reach those arms. We're gonna come into our eagle. So we're gonna do right elbow under. And if you don't quite have eagle, you can do right elbow under, but I'm gonna do right elbow under with the hands bound, bend the knees, Wrap this right leg over. I'm going to keep my toe tapped because we're going to take a little bit of movement here, but I want you to squeeze those thighs together. Elbows up, hands away from face. Take a breath in, lift the elbows. Exhale, crunch it in. Elbow comes to knee. Inhale, reach up with the elbows. Exhale, crunch it in. How low can you go? Keep the arms as you lift all the way up. Unwind the legs. Drive that right heel back. So this variation of your warrior three. Lift your chest. Find this little arch in the back. And we're going to come into our half moon. So as you unwind the arms, left hand either to a block or the top left corner of your mat. Turn your entire being open to this right side. Maybe right hand on hip. Maybe it reaches up to the sky. If you wanted to take a bind, you want to bend that top knee. You can take that sugar cane, reaching for the ankle at the top of the foot. If you have that bind, softly release. Standing splits. Release that right hand down. Walk your hands towards that left standing leg. Maybe you wrap this left arm around, bowing deeply, lifting up, up, up with that right leg. If you have a little handstand play, you can play with that. And then we're going to release the hands, release the right foot to meet the left at the top of the mat. Take a breath in and a breath out, fold. Stand tall, come all the way up. Other side, eagle on this side. Let's do left elbow under, bend the knees, left leg over. I'm going to keep my left toes tapped, squeezing those thighs together. Elbows up, hands away from face. Take a breath in, elbows lift. Exhale, crunch, bring them together. Inhale, lift. We're going to do it one more time. How low can you go? Good. Inhale, come all the way up. Keep the arms, drive that left heel back. You're balancing on your right leg. Finding this variation of your letter C. That's your warrior three. And then we can release our right hand down, finding your half moon open to the left side. Right hand is either on a block or the top right corner. If you wanted to take that bend into the top knee, taking your bind. And if you're taking the bind, you can kick into the foot, pulling that left shoulder back, opening up. Softly release the bind, left hand to the earth. Start to walk the hands towards that standing right leg. Maybe your right hand wraps around the right leg. Standing splits. Softly release the hands. Let the left foot meet the right at the top of the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, fold. Stand tall all the way up. And exhale, release all the way down. You can move through a flow, halfway lift, step back, jump back. If you want to skip it and just meet us in down dog, meet me in down dog, chaturanga, upward facing dog, finding your downward facing dog. Good, knees to the earth. Coming into your ustrasana, camel. So we'll stand on our knees, curl the toes under, hands on hips. So you can either have thumbs together, or if you like hands in back pockets, or if there's another variation you prefer, hands heart center. We're going to start to press the hips forward, pull the shoulders back. I want you to think chest lifts high. Again, push the hips forward, chest lifts high. Push the hips forward, chest lifts high. Maybe the gaze stays lifted. If it's okay for the neck, you can drop the head. Slowly lift all the way up. Just come to sit, uncurl the toes, come to sit onto the heels. Place the hands onto the knees, drop the chin. Little counter pose. We're going to move back into our ustrasana, our camel pose. You can take the same entrance, or if you wanted to come into it from seated, We can have the hands on the heels. If you want a little bit more height, if you don't have quite as deep as a back bend, curling the toes under will help. So hands on heels. And then we just start to press the hips forward. Getting this nice stretch into the shoulders here. And again, you can stay, or it's okay for the neck. Drop the head. Softly, we lift back up. Our counter pose here is our downward facing dog. Hands to the earth, curl those toes under, hips lift. Good. And then we're going to close it out with a pigeon here. Right leg lifts. Bring that right knee forward. Softly set the hips down. Slide that left foot back. A little bit of a proud pigeon here. So walking the hands back, lifting the chest. And then find a fold. Maybe the hands are coming to stacked fists. Maybe you're resting the head onto stacked palms. If you want a little bit more, you can flex your right ankle. Not here too long. We're going to lift the chest all the way up. Shift the weight onto that right hip. Swing your left foot around. Plant that left foot on the outside of your right knee. We're going to take a twist to the left, hooking that right elbow or arm around the left leg. Take a peek to the back of the mat. Stretching the outer left hip. Getting a little twist into the spine. And then we'll unwind back to center. Send that left foot behind you. Plant the hands. Curl the left toes under. Pick up the knee. Find your downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Finding your pigeon on this side. Bring that left knee forward. Proud pigeon first. So walking the hands back. Lifting the chest. And then we fold. And that nice outer left hip stretch. Think heavy in the hips, light in the knee. We're only here for a couple more breaths. Lifting all the way up with the chest. Shifting the weight onto this left hip. Swing this right leg around. Plant the sole of the foot. And then we twist to the right. Plant that right hand behind you. Wrap your left arm around that knee. Take a peek to the back of the mat. Unwind back to center. One more posture, forward fold. Extend the legs forward. Maybe helping hands gets the sit bones on the earth, or if you want to walk the heels forward, reach your arms all the way up, flex those ankles, and then fold forward over those extended legs. Maybe you can catch the ankles. Maybe you can even catch the toes. Active forward fold here, Paschimottanasana. Draw the forehead to the knees. Use your strong core. Lifting the chest all the way up. And then opportunity to close your practice. You can certainly take a shoulder stand or an inversion, or take a couple minutes in your Shavasana.